Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's Mega Pilot Joe, back with another flight for you. I apologize for the lack of uploads ever since October of last year. I am being serious. School has not been a joke at all. But I finished that semester, holidays have passed. I also wasn't able to post videos then because I was on vacation, I was away, so I wasn't able to fly as well. But a new semester has started, and so far it looks like it's more relaxed schedule for me, so I can see myself being able to fly a little bit more, definitely more than my previous schedule. So just stay tuned for more videos. Again, I apologize for the video lack of videos, perhaps rather. But anyway, I'm back, and as you can see, we have something new today. We are on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. We are on board the Cebu Pacific A320 A320neo, and we are actually using the FlyByWire A32NX mod. So it's definitely much more realistic than the default Asobo Airbus A320neo. And without any delay, let's go ahead and start setting up our aircraft. Here we are in the cockpit. We have already turned on the electrical power. Our plane is now powered up, and we're here. Our plane is just waiting to be set up. Today we have someone who will be assisting us in our flight. He's actually our virtual pilot, brought to you by FS2 Crew, the add-on for our aircraft today. He will be our co-pilot and assisting us in this flight. So let me call for him and ask for his assistance right now. Let's start setting up.
Okay.
And there we go, the flows have started. My first officer will do what he's supposed to do, and I'll be doing what I'm supposed to do. And the first thing I'm supposed to do right now is to initialize our aircraft. I've done everything else, so let's fill in our flight plan first and foremost. Today we'll be flying from Manila to Iloilo. We are now in Manila on gate 119 at Terminal 3, and we'll be taking off on runway 13 based on our weather today. As you can see, our winds are 180 at 4 knots. It will be a kind of a crosswind, but it's not too bad. We'll be taking off on runway 13. So with that, let's initialize our flight. Go to the MCDU, open that up, init page, init request. That's an amazing thing about this add-on. As long as you make anything in SimBrief, it's so easy to access. One click of a button and your flight plan's done for you. Today we'll be cruising at cruising altitude of flight level 340, and our flight number will be Cebu 461. Let's go on to our flight plan page. The only thing about uplinking your flight plan is you still have to input the SIDs and stars yourself. I think that's how it works in real life. In real life you can also uplink your flight plan, and that's what they do. Anyway, let's continue. We will be using let's check again. We'll be using the Verde 4 Victor departure. Let's look for that. Verde 4 Victor is over here. Insert that, and there is it. There it is. Remove the discontinuity, and we'll be traveling on the Alpha 461 airway all the way until San Jose VOR, and then transitioning to Whiskey 3, the waypoint Barba. Another discontinuity here is where we will input our arrival. We will be landing on runway 02. Runway 02 requires us to perform an RNP approach, and you'll be arriving via the Barb 1 November arrival, and that's correct. Insert that. Our vias, let's refer to our charts. Again, brought to you by Navigraph, as you may know.
I'm out for the walk around.
And our first officer is going down and look at our aircraft's exterior. Now let's go to our star, which is Barb 1 November. It's under runway 02 RNP arrivals. Let's pin that as well for easier access later on. So here it is. Our via is the waypoint Barba, none other than that. No, I'm just kidding. So Barba, actually it's not Barba, it's Dian. That is our via today. Let's click that, insert. Check for any discontinuities. Nothing. Check the charts for the constraints. See if it's put in correctly. Barba at or above 9,000. Okay, apparently it's not inputted, so let's do it on our own. At or above 9,000, descending. Very nice. Dian at or above 8,000. Take a look at that. It's correct. And since we're already here, let's also pin our RNP approach chart. Take a quick look at that. As you can see, Johan. Let's have a look. 230 at 3500. And then Victor India 02 Alpha, Victor India 02 Bravo. Same thing. We can put the speed limit. Okay, it's already there, so it's all good. Very good. Everything looks okay for the arrival. Now let's have a look at our departure. Let's also bring out, actually, let's not forget our arrival. Now let's go back to departure. Let's pin our airport chart and then grab our SID chart, which is the Verde for Victor departure. Let's look for that. Where is it? Here it is. Let's have a look at that. So Verde for Victor will be taking off. First waypoint is Claire. We have a speed limit of 220 knots. Bugan, we have to be below 15,000, which is correct. And then the next waypoint is Verde at or above 11,000. That's it. Okay, one last check. Let's look at our plan page. We'll be taking off runway heading of 136 off runway 13 to waypoint Claire, and then we'll be making a right turn to Bilid, and then Bugan, and then to our last waypoint Verde, Alpha 461 to San Jose, Whiskey 3 to Barba, and then our Barba 1 November arrival. Everything looks good. Okay. Next, let's sort out our fuel. Let's look at our weight and balance. And the nice thing about this is also imported from Navigraph. Zero fuel weight is 59.8 tons and CG is 24.5. 59.8 and 24.5. Let's remember that. 59.8 and 24.5. Very nice. Fuel on board is 7 tons. We will be taking in a little bit less than that, which is 6.5 tons to be exact. We will be having 166 passengers today, almost a full flight, and 3.3 tons of cargo.
I'm back. No issues on the walk around.
And we're back. Welcome back, First Officer. Thanks for your service. Okay, so our fuel prediction is sorted out. Let's also now sort out our takeoff data, our takeoff performance data. Our weather is 180 at 4 knots. I actually have a calculator that's outside the sim. I downloaded it from flightsim.to, and that's what I'm using. You can't see it right now because I'm recording the sim, but that's what I'm using to calculate our takeoff data. QNH is 1011, temperature is 28 degrees. Okay, our takeoff weight is 66 tons. We won't be using packs and anti-ice. And our takeoff CG, let's bring it up again, is 24.48. Okay, so we'll be using trim up 0.9, so flaps 1 is sufficient, 0.9% up trim, and then we'll be flexing 57 degrees. V1 speed is 137 knots, V rotate is 141 knots, and our V2 speed is 142 knots. Okay, so that's our takeoff data settled. Check this one last time, it's good. Now let's go ahead and sort out our FCU. Our QNH is 1011. Cruising altitude today is 34,000 feet. Pretty high for a short flight, but no issues at all. Alright. Right now I'm actually connected to the VATSIM network, but I think I'm the only one in the airport right now. But luckily I have an add-on, which is the FSLTL traffic AI traffic add-on, which populates the airport for me, static and flying aircraft as well. So that's pretty good, even though I'm the only real person here. I'm not alone. Hold up, what is with the jet? Wait, why is it pointed that way? Let me sort that out. Okay, that's weird. Let me see if I can sort our jet bridge out. Let me try
Hi,
this.
security and safety check are all done. Are we good to start boarding?
Yes.
Okay.
I just sort out our FS2 crew first. Our cabin crew is asking to board the aircraft now. Okay, it looks like our jetway fixed itself. We can start our boarding now. Cargo is also being loaded as well. Let's go ahead. We can start our refueling and we can start our boarding as well. Okay. Everything looking nice. You can see there's a Japan Airlines 767 beside us. By right, it's supposed to be at Terminal 1 in real life, but it's okay. At least we have traffic. So you can see our baggage truck here, our catering truck at the back. I don't think there's a refueling truck, but it's okay. Our jetway is connected. Some ground personnel as well. Boarding is in progress right now. So in the meantime, let's while we wait for our boarding, our loading to be complete, I'd just like to give all of you a background about what's been going on in my life. So I'm not sure if you're interested, but I'll just like to keep you informed, you know. So if you're wondering since when I got MSFS, I got MSFS as a Christmas gift for myself. I got it at a discount, so that's why I chose to buy it at the time. And even though I bought it already, I wasn't able to use it because of school until just recently, when my schedule's finally freed up. And I've already done a few test flights just to, you know, test the performance of the sim, of the mods, and so far everything's been more or less fine. So this is the first flight that I'm actually recording, so hopefully it goes well, and hopefully this will be posted in our channel soon. And if you're wondering, what about the A320 CEOs, since you're flying the Neo and MSFS? Actually, if you're wondering, I'll still be flying on Prepar 3D, even though I'm flying on MSFS now. Since I'm already happy with the Aerosoft A320 and A321, I will switch over to that simulator whenever I'm gonna fly those aircraft. Because of that, I don't think I'll be buying the Phoenix A320 anytime soon. Guys, that aircraft is expensive. Since I already have the Aerosoft, I'll just choose to stick with that for now. So you'll still expect me to fly on P3D, so I'll just be switching around every now and then, depends on the routes I'll fly. But because MSFS has honestly blown me away, MSFS has been growing on me and is starting to become a great flight simulator in my eyes. I'll be flying on it more and more. Support for this sim is increasing. There are more and more mods. There are actually more scenery mods on MSFS than Prepar 3D, which appeals to me even more. We can fly to more airports, more destinations here in MSFS, and that is why I'll probably be posting more MSFS from now on, but don't worry, you won't miss the P3D. I actually have the version 5 now compared to our version 4 that I was using last time. Version 5 has better graphics and it runs better in general. So do expect some more flights and videos soon. I honestly hope that I have a better schedule this semester. My semester lasts until the end of September. So about my schooling, I'm just pretty excited to share with you my schooling right now. I'm actually taking a course in aerospace engineering. This year is my last year in the course, my third year, and we actually have a special training that is provided by Lufthansa Technique Training. So it's actually Lufthansa's very own aircraft maintenance company. They're providing a training to us students of the course. So actually this is the first week of our training. It lasts all the way until the end of September. We definitely have a break in between, but yeah, that's how long it is. It's a mix of theory lesson and practical lesson. Since our course focuses more on maintenance, we'll definitely be getting our hands dirty. So I'm pretty excited. So far, the first week, it has definitely felt so much more relaxed as compared to the last semester. I just hope that I actually have the time to fly, given that I have to sleep earlier and wake up earlier, because my school starts much earlier now, and I honestly hope that I still have the time to fly. But just stay tuned, keep your hopes high, and just expect to have more consistent uploads compared to before. I apologize, honestly, it's been many months since the last upload, especially the last full flight upload, and I really want to make it up to all of you. And this is our first flight in a long while. I hope that I'm not too rusty. I don't think I am rusty. I still more or less know how to fly a plane, fly the plane, and do everything. I've been practicing a little, so I think we will succeed. Anyway, let's check back on our boarding. We are still not done. Around a little more than halfway boarded. Over 90 passengers have boarded already. Cargo is finished loading. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the background that I just shared with you earlier. And I don't know if I can make any promises now, but just hope for the best, I guess. I really I'm really bugging myself to post more videos and to fly more, because I really feel bad for all of you seeing that my uploads have stagnated for so long. But hopefully it will get back. And on another note related to Microsoft MSFS, about the add-ons that I'm using. Firstly is definitely this FlyByWire mod for the A320neo, which makes our aircraft more realistic. The Manila and Cebu sceneries in this sim are also custom. I downloaded them for free from FlightSim Tio. So do expect detailed sceneries. We already can see the detailed sceneries in over here. And we also have FS2 crew, like you already heard earlier, and FSLTL, the AI traffic that I showed you. We have Navigraph charts, which we are referring to on DFB. We have a pushback helper, the toolbar pushback, I think it's what's called. We can plan our pushback, and we get to determine the route that our pushback is gonna take. So we will deal with that later. And also some more additional settings: ground services doors, which you can already control on DFB, so we do not really need to touch this. And another add-on we have is, yeah, I think more or less those are add-ons. I'm really happy with how MSFS has been performing. I mean, my setup is pretty good. I would say it's in between mid-range and high-end, so it runs the sim reasonably. I also see myself moving on to MSFS because of the increased support. There's more mods, more scenery. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention one more add-on I'm using. I'm using the FS Realistic add-on. It adds on some custom sounds and camera shaking. So you'll see it later on. If I will, I'll point it out. And we're also right now we're on the VATSIM network. I think I stated it earlier. I think I'm the only one on the airport right now, but there's probably some arriving traffic. I'm pretty surprised since tomorrow, on the time of me recording this flight, the next day is Good Friday. So I'm surprised that there's not a lot of virtual pilots around on the VATSIM network. But I think they're all preparing for Good Friday celebrations. I mean, in the Philippines, the whole week is a celebration of Holy Week. So yeah, I'm honestly not that surprised. But it's okay. We'll still get on with our flight. Let's check our boarding again. Around 15 more passengers. Our departure time by right is supposed to be 14:55 Zulu or 10:55 p.m. local time, but since we might be delayed by a few minutes, but it's okay. It's inevitable, even in real life. Not throwing shade at anyone, okay? We're more or less done with boarding, so that's good to see. Let's do our before start checklist while everything is still going on. Before start checklist.
Cockpit prep.
Completed.
Completed. Ear pins and covers.
Removed.
Signs.
On and auto.
Adheres.
Nav.
Fuel quantity.
6,540 kilograms.
Takeoff data.
Set.
Aero ref.
1011 set.
1011 set. Down to the line.
And there's our before start checklist down to the line. As you can see, I had to change my accent a little bit because you really need to speak fluently when it comes to FS2 crew. Sometimes it doesn't really recognize your words properly, so you need to speak just a little bit clear.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board today. As you locate your assigned seats, please place your smaller items under the seat in front of you to provide more room for larger items in our overhead compartments. If you need assistance, contact a flight attendant. If you are unable to accommodate any item in the cabin, please bring it to the boarding door and we will check it for you. Also review the safety instruction card in your seat pocket. If you are seated at an exit seat, also review the exit seating criteria.
Okay, boarding is done.
Hey guys, are we clear to close?
Yes.
Thanks. Let me know if you need anything.
And the doors are starting to close. Jetway's going away. If you just heard in the background, you can hear our Cebu Pacific announcements as well. That's also one other add-on I forgot to mention. The only thing about that is I have to manually click it, but it's not a lot of work. It just adds to the immersion. Okay, the cargo door still didn't close. Let's close it ourselves. Okay, we're a minute delayed. Maybe 2 minutes. And since we're about to go soon, let's start to plan our pushback. Oops. Okay, that looks good. Let's check if all the doors are closed now. Yep. Since our APU is already started, we can disconnect our ground power as well and finish our before start checklist. Before start checklist, below the line. Below the line.
Windows and doors.
Closed.
Closed. Beacon.
On.
Thrust levers.
Idle.
Parking brake.
Set.
Before start checklist complete.
Okay, before start checklist is complete, we can go ahead and push. Before that, let's inform everyone else of what we're about to do. Manila Traffic Advisory, Cebu 461 pushing back from Bay 119er onto taxiway November for runway 13. Okay, let's go ahead and push back. You can see that China Eastern aircraft taxiing in. Oh, it's pretty loud. That's brought to you by our FSLTL AI traffic injector. How it works is that it actually takes real life traffic, planes flying in real life, and injects it into the sim. That's the simplest way I can explain it. It's really cool. Really adds to the immersiveness of the simulator. Okay, the nose wheel is lifted. We can release our parking brake. Wait for our tug to finish setting up, and we'll get on out of here. And we're off. Cabin crew arm slides and cross check. Starting engine 2. Starting engine 2.
Check.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our flight today. This is the lead flight attendant speaking. Please direct your attention to the cabin crew for important safety information. There is an instruction card in your seat pocket that illustrates the safety equipment on this aircraft. Regulations require compliance with this information as well as all crew instructions, lighted information signs, and posted placards. Fasten your seatbelt by inserting the metal tip into the buckle. Tighten by pulling on the belt. To release your seatbelt, lift the metal flap on the buckle. It is our policy that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times while seated. Doors are clearly marked with exit signs and instructions for door operation. Each door is equipped with an escape slide.
Engines starting nicely.
Locate the exit nearest
I love the sound of that.
nearest exit may be behind you. In an emergency, lights will illuminate the aisle.
The American English announcements are coming from the FS2 crew. I haven't really found a way to turn it off. If only I could, then there only be the Cebu Pacific announcement, because now it sounds weird having two playing at the same time.
Cover your nose and mouth with the mask.
Engine 2 stable, let's start engine 1.
And tighten by pulling on the end. Secure your own mask before
Starting engine 1.
others.
Check.
Your seat bottom cushion may be used as a flotation device. Pull up and remove the cushion. Upon exiting the aircraft, place your arms around the cushion and hold on to the straps located on the back. This is a non-smoking flight. Smoking is not permitted in the cabin or lavatories. Cabin lights will now be turned off. Reading light buttons are located above your seat. Thank you for your attention.
By the way, I also installed a sound pack mod for the A320nx. In the sim, the A320neo uses the Leap 1 Alpha engines, the CFM Leap 1A engines. But in real life, let's let him finish first. Alright, anyway, like I said, in real life, the Cebu Pacific, the airlines in the Philippines that use the Neo aircraft, whether it's the A320, A321, they use the Pratt & Whitney PW1000 engines. So I installed a mod which changes the sounds of the engine, so the sound that you're hearing right now is actually the sound of the Pratt & Whitney engines, so it's more realistic. Alright, both engines are started. Can set our selector to normal. Turn off APU bleed. Turn off our APU. Okay. After start checklist.
Anti-ice.
Off.
ECAM status.
Checked.
Pitch trim.
Zero 0.9% set.
Rudder trim.
0.
After start checklist complete.
Brake check.
Pressure 0.
Flight controls check.
Ready. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral.
Rudder.
Full left. Full right. Neutral.
Traffic circuit 737, 5 nautical miles from D-minimum 06 Delta to report overhead D-minimum 06 Delta descending 3000.
And let's go ahead and start our taxi. Manila Traffic Advisory, Cebu 461, taxiing runway 13 November, Golf 10, holding point Hotel 4.
Descending to 5,400, 306. Block. Traffic advisory, Filipino 04, will expect to hold at Yanni due to traffic in the approach path of runway 0. Aircraft 6 island.
Oh, the airspace is getting busy.
Commencing hold at Yanni for the traffic. Filipino 04.
Someone's holding at waypoint Yanni.
Six Philippine 737 overhead, minimum 06 Echo, report 5 knots final. Aircraft 677 stop, runway 06, speed mile. Shot 75 miles final 06.
Manila Traffic Advisory, Cebu 461, holding short, runway 13, Hotel 4. Before takeoff checklist,
Flight controls.
checked.
Traffic advisory, Filipino
Checked.
04, exiting hold of
Checked.
Yanni,
Flight
and,
instruments.
Will,
Checked.
Go to,
Checked. Briefing.
Confirmed.
for the RT approach
Flap
runway.
setting.
Config 1 plus F.
Config 1 plus F. V1, VR, V2, flex temp.
Will descend 3000.
V1137, VR141, V2142, flexing
V1,
57 degrees.
VR 141, V2 142, flex temp 57 degrees. ATC.
Set.
ECAM memo.
Takeoff no blue.
Down to the line.
I think it's safer for us to hold short on runway 13 because there's someone on approach right now on the runway 06. There's also another aircraft on approach on the runway 06. I will just wait for them. The other one just landed. Let's look at them. They're landing. You can see that aircraft in the background coming in to land. That's a VATSIM player. And there's another aircraft around 6 nautical miles out as well. I'll just wait for him. To make it quicker, I'll just line up on runway 13, but I won't take off yet. Manila Traffic Advisory, Cebu 461 lining up runway 13. Below the line.
Traffic Philippines 737 vacated room is 2, returning taxi room is 3.
Cabin crew, be seated for takeoff. Approach path clear of traffic. Takeoff runway.
13 confirmed.
Cabin crew.
Advised.
TCAS.
TARA.
Engine mode selector.
Normal.
Pax.
Off.
Before takeoff checklist complete.
Cebu 677 misapproach due to unstable.
Okay, seems like
Traffic advisory Philippines Airport agad commencing and inbound Lima Lima 06 Delta 7 miles passing 5,230 to 1,700 for R086.
right. Yeah, seems like the approaching aircraft is going around, so another aircraft is still pretty far away, judging by his report. So I will take off. Manila Traffic Advisory, Cebu 461, taking off runway 13, Verde for Victor departure. Be advised. Right, so far no one's raised any alarms. Let's take off. Take off.
Check.
Manflex 57 SRS Auto
Thrust
Thrust
set.
Blue.
Checked.
Eighty knots.
Check.
Copy, but distribution of 0% is left final laser 6.
Gear up. Wow, that was weird. My first officer didn't do a takeoff callouts. It's okay.
Gear up.
Thrust climb. Manila traffic advisory. Cebu 461 airborne passing 2400
Hacks are on.
for the 4 Victor departure. Climbing flight level 340.
Advisory 674 overhead PWR. Traffic Cebu 677 overhead PWR 4000 to commence silence runway 36.
Still flying the plane now.
Speed. Speed.
After takeoff climb checklist.
Landing gear.
Up. Up. Up.
Flaps.
Retracted.
Packs.
On.
Down to the line.
Traffic advisory Philippine 104, start final runway 06.
Okay, we just passed our transition altitude of 11,000. Below the line.
Aero ref.
Standard set.
Standard set. After takeoff, climb checklist complete.
Right, so far our flight is pretty smooth. Give our passengers some freedom. As you can see, we leveled off at flight level 150 because we have an altitude constraint at Bugan, but we are about to pass it pretty soon, and after that we'll get on with our climb again. I actually already flew this route back when I was still in Infinite Flight, but I think it'll be great to revisit this route again. It's a short flight, and I think this will make a nice flight to mark our very first flight on MSFS on our channel, and hoping for more flights to come. And as you can see, we have continued our climb. We'll be climbing all the way to our cruising altitude of flight level 340. Off to our right side is the island of Mindoro. I've actually been there in real life. I've been to the town of Puerto Galera. It's a beach. It's a coastal town, so it has beach resorts and other things. So it's been a little over 3 years since I went there, and I kind of enjoyed it. So let me know in the comments about any of your adventures in Mindoro if you ever went there before. As you can see, we are still climbing to our cruising altitude. Since it's a short flight, I think we can plan our descent first. Our next altitude constraint is... Nope, this is not the one I want. Since we're descending all the way, that might as well just look at our chart here. Next altitude constraint is 2,500 feet. And let's calculate how the distance we need to descend. Cruising altitude is 34,000. 99 nautical miles. So the waypoint that we have to be at 2,000 feet is Victor India 02 Bravo. So that's actually Victor India 02 Alpha is where we need to be at 2,500 feet. Let's look at the distance. By the time we reach 99 nautical miles, that's a good time to start our descent. Meanwhile, we're still climbing just past 30,000 feet. Right now we're overflying the island of Mindoro. Philippines is honestly an amazing place to explore. Myself in real life I haven't really explored because I've mostly been in the Luzon area. Visayas region I haven't really explored. I hope I can go there someday. Mindanao region I've been to Davao. So that's pretty much it. But at least in the flight simulator we can explore more. There's a lot of airports. The scenery in the Philippines is absolutely beautiful. And really, if you've never flown in the Philippines before, whether it's in real life or virtually, I really recommend you do it. And a lot of the airports are not fully equipped, so a lot of the approaches that you have to do, for example here in Iloilo, only one of the runways has an ILS approach, and that's not the runway we're using. So a lot of the airports in the Philippines only have non-precision approaches. Some of them you can't even fly to at night. So it's an interesting country to fly in, especially the domestic flights. Look at that. Look at the graphics of this scene. Never thought that I would be able to get my hands on such beauty. The details on those mountains. Just imagine that the imagery that you're seeing below us is actually what it looks like in real life, or roughly what it looks like in real life. It's just amazing. It still blows me away. I think we have leveled off at 34,000 feet. Yes, we have. And let's double check our distance from 140 nautical miles away. So in around 40 nautical miles we'll start our descent. Meanwhile, let's enjoy the view. Alright, as you can see, we are descending past 8,000 feet. We have the airport off to our 11 o'clock. We are about to start our RNF approach. We are now left downwind at runway 02 at Iloilo. So we just passed by waypoint Dian. We are descending to our final altitude of 2,500 feet. We're still maintaining 250 knots, and then our aircraft will slow down to 230 knots and begin its approach once we reach waypoint Johan. Right now, let's look at our charts. We are flying. We just passed waypoint Dian, and we'll be flying to Johan, turning left base, flying to Victor India 02 Alpha, and then turning final until we reach the airport. You have to be at 2,500 feet by the time we reach Victor India 02 Alpha, maintaining at altitude, and then start a 3-degree descent down to the runway. Our minimum is 354 feet barometric. Since we're Cat C aircraft, let's fill that in to our MCD. 354 feet. How about 350? Okay. The only problem with this airport is that some of the airports in the Philippines, for some reason, they don't publish the weather data, so I have to get them from more unofficial sources. I normally take the weather for these kind of airports from windy.com. I don't think they are accurate to real life, but that's the closest thing we can get, sadly. So according to windy.com, QNH is 1011 and wind is 020 at 7, which I can fill that in. So hopefully it's close to what it is in real life, but right now we're just winging it. We have to work with what we have. Iloilo traffic advisory, Cebu 461 left downwind, runway 02 Iloilo, 2.5 nautical miles from Johan, passing 4,000 feet. Approach checklist.
Briefing.
Confirmed.
ECAM status.
Checked.
Seatbelts.
On.
Aero ref.
1011 set.
1011 set. Minimum.
350 feet set.
350 set. Engine mode selector.
Normal.
Approach checklist complete.
Flaps 1.
Speed checked. Flaps 1.
Iloilo traffic advisory, Cebu 461 left base, runway 02, 3 nautical miles from Victor India 02 Alpha, RNAV approach runway 02.
Checked.
Flaps 2.
Speed checked. Flaps 2.
Iloilo traffic advisory, Cebu 461 turning final, runway 02.
$2,500.
Alright, we are lined up with the runway. Once you reach Victor India 02 Bravo,
Checked.
we will be 8 nautical miles away from the runway, and then we will start our descent. As you can see, our mission approach procedure is climb runway heading, and at Mondo we will turn right direct to Shervec, climbing to 2,500 feet. That will be our mission approach procedure. And once we reach 2,500, we will start our descent and prepare the aircraft for landing.
$2,500. $2,500.
Radar altimeter alive.
Iloilo traffic advisory Cebu 461 on final runway 02, 7 miles. Gear down. Gear down.
Gear down.
Flaps 3.
Speed checked. Flaps 3.
Flaps full.
Speed checked. Flaps full. Cabin crew be seated for landing.
Landing checklist.
Cabin crew.
Advice.
Auto thrust.
Speed.
Auto brake.
Low.
ECAM memo.
Landing no blue.
Landing checklist complete.
Alright. Here we go. We are on final approach onto Iloilo. Descending nicely at a -3 degree glide. So in MSFS, the only thing I don't really like is that we have to do the RNAV approach manually. But like I said earlier, it's no big deal.
1000.
We're a little bit low. Let's correct that. Okay, I have control.
$500. 400. 100 above. 300.
Dropping pretty fast.
Minimum.
Continue.
Checked.
$100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard. 10, 5.
Spoilers. Reverse grain. Decel. $70 knots.
Okay, welcome to Iloilo, everyone. We've just touched down at Iloilo. We floated a little bit, but I was pretty happy with the touchdown. Let's backtrack this runway and exit. Iloilo traffic advisory Cebu 461 backtracking runway 02. And we can consider this a red-eye flight. It is 16:06 Zulu, which just means it's 12:06 in the morning local time. The flight took us 50 minutes. Like I said, it was a short flight. Iloilo traffic advisory, Cebu 461 vacating runway 02 Echo 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the conclusion of our flight. Please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened until the captain has turned off the seatbelt sign and the aircraft is parked safely at the gate. This will be your indication it is safe to move about the cabin, gather your belongings, and disembark. We would like to thank you for flying with us today. We appreciate your business and hope to see you again on a future flight.
Iloilo traffic advisory, Cebu 461 vacated runway 02 taxiing to Bay of Choice. After landing checklist.
Flaps.
Retracted.
Spoilers.
Disarmed.
APU.
Start.
Radar.
Off.
Predictive wind shear system.
Off.
After landing checklist complete.
So that was a beautiful flight. I love the route, I love the climb. There are nice terrain, nice mountains, especially that flight above Mindoro. Descend also more mountains. And non-precision approach. And a nice landing. What a way to end the flight. Let's park next to this A321 right here. Looks like a A321neo. Okay, they don't want to stop. Is there a marshaller? Not sure. Seems like there's no marshaller. It's okay. Slow down. Right, this looks good. Looks a little too far in, but anyway. Alright, we're parked at the gate. Let's set our parking brake. Check our APU is on. APU is on. We can shut down our engines. Beacon can come off as well, and seatbelts can come off as well.
Thank you for waiting. The forward door is now open. You may now deflate. Thank you for flying with the boat. Appreciate and enjoy this.
and our jetway is coming. Passengers are now going to disembark. So welcome to Iloilo, everyone. So far it was quite an uneventful flight. Luckily it was everything typical as I expected it to be. I hope all of you enjoyed this flight. I sure enjoyed this flight. MSFS is really one of the best simulators out there, and I'm surely gonna be flying this a whole lot more. So I enjoyed the flight. I hope you guys enjoyed this flight as well. And here we are, parked at the gate. Let's also go ahead and call on the cargo. I'm not sure if it's coming. Okay, I called on the truck, so our cargo door should open. Before we end, let's do our parking checklist.
Cockpit prep.
Parking checklist. Parking checklist. Right, it's broken again. Let's restart our FS2 crew and finish up our parking checklist, and then that will be all. Parking checklist. Parking checklist.
APU bleed.
Off.
Engines.
Off.
Seatbelts.
Off.
Exterior lights.
Nav logo on.
Fuel pumps.
Off.
Parking brake and shocks.
Set. On.
Parking checklist complete.
Alright, we're done with our flight. This marks the end of our flight, and this marks the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed this flight from Manila to Iloilo. Do let me know in the comments if you want to see any other flights. Drop down some flight suggestions for me. There's definitely been a list of flights that I've wanted to do, and also flights that you've wanted to do. So I'll spend the rest of this year trying to catch up. And yeah, I'm really been enjoying MSFS, and I can't wait to keep flying again. I can't wait to. I'm honestly more motivated now to make time for more flights. So this has been our flight. Thanks for watching, everyone, and this is Mega Pilot Joe signing off. See you in the next flight.